Contemplation, concentration on spiritual things, is a form of private devotion, a state of mystical awareness of God's being. Daily human existence is spent moving from one uninspiring environment to another as we conduct life's business. Here, there, and the places in between, all drab and unremarkable, dead and unforgiving. Have you ever been in a place that had a soul? Some place with an undefinable yet undeniable vibration in the very air. Every moment filled with meaning, emotion, mood. A place with a message, if we pause to listen. Sacred, mystical, rare. A place haunted by profound ancientness, imbued with the sufferings, hopes, and joys of all the other visitors back to the forgotten first people who were called to this place. Momentary troubles dissolve and the scales fall from your eyes. You feel a unity bigger than yourself, and your soul awakens. You came into this world from nothingness and will return to where you came. But now, here, these brief moments are intended for inspiration and meaning. The time has come to be still. Contemplate how you came to be in this place at this time. A time to make sense of where you came from and where that path will lead you from here. So it was for me at the Abbey of Fontevraud in the bosom of France. I thought I would be bored. 2 nights at the Abbey after the Alps and fun of Annecy, the sea salt and history of La Rochelle, the lights of Paris. The Abbey would surely be a disappointment. But I was wrong, so wrong, because while the Abbey is a place outside me, it led me to places within myself and refreshed me, body and soul. The contemplation of beauty causes the soul to grow wings. Founded in the year 1101 and designated a World Heritage Site, located in the French Regional National Park in the Anjou region of the Loire Valley, the Abbey absorbed the prayers and meditations of monks and nuns from the year 1110 until 1789, when the French Revolution rejected spiritual escapes like Fontevraud. Napoleon turned the Abbey into a prison. It remained so until 1963. The suffering of those years only added to the sacredness of the Abbey. Most traces of the prison are now gone from the grounds, and those memories fade. The ultimate value of life depends upon awareness and the power of contemplation rather than upon mere survival. In the year 1200, the former Queen of France, also the former Queen of England, Eleanor of Aquitaine, retired from royal life, seeking the restful peace of the Abbey. Eleanor had seen her husband, English King Henry II, and her son, Richard the Lionhearted, buried at Fontevraud Abbey. She joined them upon her death in 1204. Contemplation places us in a purity and radiance which is far above our understanding. The Abbey has its own hotel, and we spent 2 nights. The grounds are covered with gardens and green spaces among the eclectic buildings. The gardens grow herbs, vegetables, and fruit for use in the hotel restaurant. Nearby are the Abbey vineyards, which are used to make the Abbey's wines. It has been so since the beginning. The restaurant is gourmet, and the multi-course dinner, each course paired with an Abbey wine, may have been the best meal we had in France. But man does not live by bread alone. The soil you tread upon and the very air you breathe are infused with centuries of work, prayer, and spiritual reflection. Reverence and inspiration are unavoidable here. The contemplation of truth and beauty is the proper object for which we were created, which calls forth the most intense desires of the soul, and of which it never tires. As guests at the hotel, we had unfettered access to the grounds. We stood in the mist-covered gardens at dawn and watched the French sun rise, accompanied by the songs of birds. Or were they angels? At midnight, we were in the royal tomb, alone with the effigies of Queen Eleanor, King Henry, and King Richard the Lion-Hearted. Their presence felt just as real as our own, their greatness undiminished by centuries of slumber. Most of the memories of this wonderful trip to France are about what I saw and what I did. This part, at Fontevraud Abbey, was about how I felt, the rarest sense of belonging. I knew I was in the place I was meant to be in those moments. I was given light to see within my darker places, and an acceptance of my place in the long march of history. I left refreshed and renewed. I was ready for more living. My heart will never forget the Abbey of Fontevraud.